Thanks for joining us for Beyond the Stage. My name is Ruth Egerman. I'm the Director of Marketing here at the Bankhead and Livermore Valley Arts. I'm with our host and Executive Director, Chris Carter. Say hi, Chris.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
And today we're talking to members of the Livermore Valley Arts team about our staff picks for the 24-25 season. I can't wait to hear what everybody has to say. And I'm going to start over here with Anne, and she's going to introduce herself, and we'll go around the table here.
All right, nice to be here, everyone. I'm super excited to tell you my picks. So my name is Anne Giancola. I'm the Visual Arts and Education Manager for Livermore Valley Arts. So that's all the art galleries at the Bankhead. Anytime you walk in and see art on the wall, that's changes out every 2 months. And also I run camps and classes at the Bothwell, so come down to the Bothwell, take some art. And I run Art Walk is one of the things that I do. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about Art Walk this year. So Art Walk is October 12, and this is our 23rd year, so that's pretty amazing in of itself. I have 200 artists all set up, all inside the Bankhead lobby, all outside. First Street gets closed to traffic, and I have artists all up and down there. And so we have an amazing array of fine art. So make sure you make some time to come down. It's free to attend for all ages, dog friendly, so come on down. And there's amazing original art and fine handcrafts. I shop my way around Art Walk, so I come back with a whole bunch of gifts at the end of the day. So it's really fun, and this year we are expanding Art Walk to include Art Walk After Dark. So Art Walk After Dark starts at 7:30 p.m. So Art Walk ends at 5. Artists pack up and head home. You can come down for Art Walk, go out to dinner, and come back to the plaza at 7:30 to listen to live music and a really crazy great liquid light show that will be on the plaza. So the Mad Alchemist is this really amazing old hippie guy that lights up the trees and the grass and the buildings all around you, and you will be amazed at this light show. And we have Dust Bowl Revival, which is an LA band that's coming that's really amazing. I'm probably gonna get the style of music wrong, but I would consider it a rock fusion. It's sort of rock and rockabilly, and am I getting that right?
Americana.
So
there we go.
It's
Livermore's favorite.
Really gonna be fun. And so it'll be a ticketed event on the plaza. So we'll have seating there, but we also, you know, it's outside on the plaza, so there's an opportunity to kind of hear this. So come down for that. That's going to be amazing. October 12th.
Okay, Anne, before you go on,
yes,
let's ask Andrew to jump in with his...
Top that with your introduction.
Yeah, top that with your introduction.
Is this just introductions, or are we going into
just go.
No, I just don't know.
It's fine, either way.
Either way.
Do what you want to do.
My name is Andrew Crocht, and I'm the marketing manager here at the Bankhead. I work with Ruth to make things like this beautiful brochure, emails, things like this podcast with our team upstairs. All of kind of that stuff to get you all the information you need to know about the shows and programs that we have upcoming here at the Bankhead.
And Kendra.
Hi, I'm Kendra Williams. I do corporate partnerships and special events here at the Bankhead. I work up in the development office, so we're very close and do a lot with the marketing department and a lot with our art and education programs. It's really wonderful to be part of this today and to be able to share some of the stuff I'm looking forward to. It'll be a lot of fun.
So we heard about Art Walk and the new Art Walk After Dark. So that's going to be super cool, I think. I think the Art Walk is super fun. It's great time. People come down. It's not too crowded because you have lots of space, but there's a nice crowd. There's music. It's a good vibe. Vibe.
And I think something that we love, particularly in marketing, but we always love the idea of you think you know something and then kind of shaking it up. And I think that's kind of going to be a little Art Walk this year. I know what it's going to be about, but guess what? There's Art Walk After Dark. So it's a new thing. It's going to make it exciting, and it's always been exciting, but this takes it to another level. And I think that that's exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited that it doesn't just end, because I feel like when it gets to the end of the evening, you're like, oh, we're done already? I feel like we just got here. And so I'm excited to be able to make it a day.
That's
And
right.
be able to just enjoy it throughout, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great way to enjoy the downtown. And
Yeah.
so much going on down here, so grab a bite to eat and then listen to live music is
Oh, yeah.
a perfect day.
Very excited.
And then book a room at the Hawthorne Suites afterwards, so you don't even have to leave town.
I like it.
Pro tip.
They're one of our sponsors.
Yep.
Right, they're one of our sponsors.
Really wonderful.
We're grateful for them.
Yeah. Well, I did want to, we're talking about the season, right? And it's the 24-25 season. And for me, when we announce the season, I'm always like really nervous because, I get everybody's input, but at some point it's like I got to make the decision about what to book and how to curate this and what to include and what not to include and when to do things. And I used to always ask people, what do you think about the season? And now I don't like to ask because I'm afraid of what they might say. So I just let the ticket sales kind of dictate, the choices. And the ticket sales have been really good so far. So I'm really pleased. We've had probably our best opening sales month ever for the season.
Yeah, we
So
already have some quick sellers, right?
Yeah.
So who do we have? We have Forever Motown, which is in,
that'll sell out.
yeah, it's halfway to sold out. So if you're interested in tickets,
And that's one of our first shows of the season.
don't wait,
Yep.
because that's a September show.
Friday,
That'll sell
September
out.
20.
What else is, John Cleese,
John Cleese will sell out.
huge,
10,000
huge.
Maniacs will sell out.
Yeah,
Um,
J.D. Souther
J.D.
and
Salvit, that'll sell out.
Carla Bonoff. That's gonna be a big
Mark
show.
Cohn will sell out.
I think Gary Goldman's gonna sell
Gary
out too.
Goldman's gonna sell. We'll talk about all these. But there's gonna be a lot of sellouts. So you gotta get your
Yeah,
Gotta get
tickets
your
for
tickets
it.
early.
But we're tracking
Get
everything
'em now.
closely, and we can tell you which shows are gonna do well already.
Yeah,
One thing I did want to kind of start by talking about was the first show of the season, which is our gala.
yeah.
Kendra has been working really hard on this, so I was hoping maybe Kendra could tell us a little bit more about the gala. I'm going to put you on the spot just
I
for
love
a
it.
minute.
If I don't know about the gala at this point, then we have some problems.
Yeah, we have big problems.
What's the date? Can you tell us the date?
Oh, it's September 7th. That I
Okay,
know.
thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a Saturday.
That's all we need to know?
September
Who's the
7th.
performer?
Catherine McPhee.
Catherine McPhee.
Oh, and with the Livermore Amador Symphony. So she performs with them, and it's going to be amazing.
And
Yeah.
if people aren't familiar with Catherine McPhee, how would they know who she is?
You Google her.
Google.
That's
She
what
was-
I did. I
she
Googled
was,
her.
Wait, she was
To learn
on
more.
American Idol.
She was on.
She was on a lot of
She was
amazing
the
things.
runner-up on the 5th season. That was in like the prime American Idol era, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she starred in I believe it was 2012 series Smash, about the making of a Broadway musical.
It's an amazing
She
show.
was one of the leads in that
Yeah,
show.
she did great.
Yeah, it's a fun show. Can you stream that anywhere?
I don't think it's streaming. It
Oh,
might be
bummer.
streaming on NBC.com. I think.
Or Peacock? Yeah.
Because I've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
And then she was
Oh,
on this
look.
weird show that I found called, what was it? Comfort. It was Country Comfort, I think is what it is. It was on Netflix, and it was this really cheesy show, but she was really fun to watch on it. And I loved it.
Yeah.
But she's also been on Broadway,
Yeah.
in Waitress. She's been known to tour with her husband David Foster. So she's had quite a career since she was launched on American Idol in front of our eyes many
See,
Yeah.
and I
years
say
ago.
Google it because then you can listen to her. You can find all of her songs and all of her performances and really listen to her and hear how amazing she is.
She's very, like, as opposed to some other shows we've had, she's very glamorous, right? So last
Yeah.
year we had Jason Alexander, and then we had Ben Folds, but I remember we had Vanessa Williams.
Oh my
years ago.
God.
Super, just like,
She was a glamorous
yeah,
woman.
just
very
shined,
glamorous.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what Catherine McPhee reminds me of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a very cool show in that way. You're going to get this great vibe from her.
Yeah.
And with a resume like hers, there'll be Broadway, there'll be a classic American songbook, there'll be it'll be something for everyone to take away. And I remember that from Vanessa Williams.
She also, yeah, I mean, she also has her own original works
Yeah,
too.
yes.
So yeah, Vanessa Williams was much like that. So
A well-rounded evening.
yeah, well-rounded
And
evening.
like,
Yeah.
do you have to find somebody who works with an orchestra? That must be, having a whole orchestra behind you must be a whole nother experience.
Finding an artist for this show is the most challenging thing, because they have to have orchestra charts, they have to be available, they have to be in our price range. There's a lot of things that kind of go with it. There has to be somebody that we think will be a draw, right? And so there's a lot of elements to it. And so there's the window of who you're looking at gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And so she's been on the list for a few years. And so I'm glad we were able to secure her. But it's a great event. There's a big party out front.
It's our biggest fundraiser of the
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So it's not just a great night at the theater.
It's like-
it really helps
Yeah.
us have a great year at the theater too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dinner out on the lawn out front, appetizers. We have East Bay Jazz
Live
plays
music
for
out
everybody
front.
out front. It's just a great night. Dress up. We have the live auction, the silent auction. It's just a lot of fun. It's just everybody is always smiling. It's just a great event. It's just so much fun. I'm excited that I'm grateful I get to help run it. So if you don't have tickets, you should get tickets.
Get tickets.
Get tickets.
It's gonna sell
It
out.
is selling
That
fast.
is selling
It's
fast.
selling.
That's also
I mean,
selling
I
fast.
think, isn't it selling like at a record pace for
Yes.
this time,
Yes.
for the gala?
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
it is.
And the food is always really good, so.
Food
Yeah,
is by On the Vine.
On the
On the Vine
Vine.
Yeah.
Catering, one of
Yeah.
our very supportive sponsors as well.
They are awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event. Another great gala.
All right.
They've all been fabulous since I've been here.
Are we
so-
sold on the gala?
I am.
We're good.
Get my tickets now.
Um,
No, I'm working. Well, I'll see you there.
Yes.
The other thing that's a little bit different this year, I'm excited about, is our speaker series. And I did want to get some touch on this and see if there's anybody you're excited to see.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm actually right now in the middle of reading Breath by James Nestor.
Yes.
And I'm only about 50 pages in, but it is absolutely fascinating. I think his talk is going to be equally as fascinating. And it's not just about breathing in and breathing out. It's about how we've evolved, how that's impacted our physiology, how it's impacted our breathing, our longevity, all of those kinds of things. The size of our brains has to do with breathing. So it's going to be a really, really fascinating talk. I'm really looking forward to
Do you
that
think
one.
you'll have the whole audience?
Yes. Yeah, no, he has these techniques that will actually teach you to lower your blood pressure through breathing. And so, and there's a lot of research on how to, if you're cold, like there's breathing methods to help you get warmer. If you can't sleep, there's breathing methods to help you relax and change your brainwave patterns and things like that. And so,
Right. Even in the part of the book that I just read, it's really fascinating.
Yeah.
He said that that breathing, like if you do alternate nostril breathing, so breathing out of your left nostril stimulates your your frontal cortex on the right side, so it's opposite, right? Which can stimulate creativity. So if you're lacking some creativity,
you're having writer's block.
right, you might want to go and do a couple of breaths in and out of your left nostril.
So when I look over to marketing and I
And
see
we're all
you
like
breathing, I'll know you got stuck. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It also does activate negative emotions. So if you're having negative emotions, you might want to breathe out of your right nostril to balance that out. So that's where I'm at in the book. There's a whole lot more to go. So I think it's going to be really fascinating.
I'm looking forward to Elizabeth Smart. I think that's
Yeah.
going to be amazing to see the story of overcoming diversity and just going on after that experience that she had. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he told me he bought a bunch of tickets for the season, and that was one of the ones they bought, and they're super excited to come see her. It is an amazing story.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm looking forward to that one. John Cleese, can we not? Can we?
Is there anything that needs
Yeah,
to be
what do
said
we
about
say
John
about John
Cleese?
Everyone
Please.
wants that. but-
Everybody wants to go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one, and it should be a lot of fun. And may the 4th be with you,
With Aaron McDonald.
with Aaron McDonald, our resident Trekkie.
Yeah. On Star Wars Day.
We do love
I'm
that you did
sorry.
that.
Yeah.
We appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
That was completely unintentional, but it was
Sure
intentional, right? I do have to say, like, one of the cool things about the work that we do is, like, when I was a kid, I remember watching Monty Python religiously.
Yeah,
And he probably was my favorite actor in the troupe. And to have him come here now and see him and get to spend time with him is somebody that you idolize growing up is always such a privilege. So I'm so glad that we could bring him here and being a part of bringing him so other people can have that experience too. Just for me is really special. That's one of the things I really love about what we do.
And that's also selling at a record pace.
Yeah.
yeah,
John Cleese.
Yeah.
Yes.
that one is,
Because
It might
like
be
all
sold out
ages
at this
know
point,
who,
yeah.
who that is and want to come see
Yeah.
him, so.
Yeah.
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 Every man I know quotes Monty Python,
Oh yeah,
like all the time, and then
a weird thing with our brains.
it is very weird.
Yeah. Maybe if we were breathing differently, it might be.
Yeah, maybe that would help. Let's get you some new breathing techniques.
Well, yeah, and speaking of comedy and humor, we do have a lot of comedy shows in this season. And was there any ones that stood out for y'all that you're excited about?
I'm kind of super excited for The Office trivia with Todd Packer starring David Koechner. I think that one's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to sit with Andrew's sister, and we're going to be on a trivia team together.
Awesome.
How much Office trivia do you know?
Oh, I'm afraid to
Right.
know how much Office trivia I know.
My sister loves The Office, and I love trivia, but I have not watched the series from start to finish yet, but I feel like I'd be really good at the trivia. So I'm kind of like, okay, I need to find the time to zip through this because I will remember the details
You need to bench
and
watch
could
it.
maybe win.
Yeah, I mean, it's 9 seasons.
Yeah.
It's 9 seasons.
Yeah, my daughter and her best friend are coming and they are so excited.
Yeah.
They're just like, wait, it's a trivia thing? Ooh.
Which daughter?
My older one.
Oh, okay.
And there are
Cool.
teams, and
Yeah,
he's
they're
gonna bring
excited.
people up, and there's all,
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure exactly how it's gonna work. We've never done anything quite like this, but I'm sure it'll go great.
It always
It'll be
does here.
smooth.
Yeah.
It always does. We work
And
it
the
out.
stage door lounge is really great for seeing the comedians, so that's
Yeah.
been a really great thing, and hopefully you guys come out to see some of the stage door lounge shows.
Yeah.
Right
yeah.
here on the stage.
Right on the stage.
Yep, right here on the stage.
I think that you're still finalizing things on that, right? We don't have things coming up?
We haven't booked very many for the season. I just confirmed today, Andrew Molina, who is a ukulele player. He's a colleague of Jake Shimabukuro's.
And he's been here before.
He was,
been
yeah,
here
he was
before.
here in September of 2021. Yeah.
He's incredible, and we're gonna have him on the stage with the Stage Door Lounge show, and we're only
that'd be
selling like
nice.
100 tickets to this.
Yeah.
Those
So
are the
it'll
best.
be a
They're so
really
intimate.
cool, intimate environment,
Yeah.
and you'll be on the stage with him. So that one I just confirmed, and it'll be in October. So that's more to come on those. So there'll be more of those throughout the year. I think for me, just for comedy, by the way, the one, I've told everybody this story already, but I'll tell it for the podcast. So I don't usually talk about my birthday, but it happens to be my 50th birthday this year. And it happens to be on a Friday night in the fall. And I had an open date, and I was staring at the calendar at that open date, and I was thinking, I want to do something fun for me, right? Not that they're not all for me, right? But there's something.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if we could
say
get to pick out what's on our birthday.
specifically for me. And I was just being hopeful, and I was thinking, oh, it'd be a good time for a comedy show.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I wonder what comedian I would like to see. And I thought of Gary Goldman, who is one of my favorite comics. I love his sense of humor. He's a very smart, witty comic. And I was just thinking about him. I thought it'd be so nice to have Gary Goldman. And literally 1 minute later, I get an email from Gary Goldman's agent saying, Gary Goldman is looking for venues in Northern California in the fall.
Manifest.
Have
Is
I got
that-
a date for you?
Is that, yeah, I know, how weird is that?
Well, and that one, he's very popular, and he's
That
already
one's selling
selling
very well.
really strongly already, which is unusual. A lot of people wait to the last minute for comedy, and I would recommend, if you want to see Gary Goldman, don't wait to the last minute.
He has a great HBO special that he did about a year or two ago, and it's called The Great Depression. And he's very open about some of his battles with mental illness and things like that, and he just uses humor to humanize it and to make it real and to make it okay. And it's a really great special because it's like him on the stage, and then it's kind of a documentary about his life, and it's fascinating. He
And
just
that's
seems
on
like
HBO?
HBO.
Okay.
And he just seems like a really nice person, like a really genuine, authentic person.
You'll find out.
So
Yeah.
we'll find out.
When he
I
gets to
hopefully,
meet him.
yeah.
And that's Fremont Bank has been very generous, I was gonna
That's
mention,
right.
as a sponsor for our comedy series, so we're grateful for Fremont Bank teaming
Yeah.
up with us.
Yeah, thank you to Fremont
They're big
Bank for
supporters
being
of
our
us.
comedy series sponsor. And then we have some other comedy shows like the comedy competition,
Yeah.
always does well. The
Funny
the
Women of a
Funny
Certain
Women of a
Age.
Certain age, and then
The
we do
return
have
of Rita Rudner.
Rita Rudner coming.
Yeah.
She's an all-time favorite
She's an
here.
all-time favorite.
All-time
And
favorite.
Another return.
another returning one.
God is a Scottish.
God is a Scottish
drag queen.
drag queen.
And it's the Christmas special.
Yeah,
So
that one's selling really well too, isn't it? Already people
Well,
are.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone
Back.
heard
Yeah.
that the first
Yeah.
show was so great that they definitely want to go to this one.
That's another thing I love about the shows here. It's really exciting when a tour or a show has like a holiday version. That's happened a couple times in the few years I've been here, and it's fun because it's a way to see something you already know, that you know what it's going to be, but it's like a new twist.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think that's fun. You know, that's actually happening this year also with the Duo Project. Or no, they
No,
were,
they were back here-
holiday. They were holiday both times.
Yeah,
pardon
but
me.
they do have another show that.
Yeah.
But it'll be a new holiday show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just exciting when kind of that happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and the Scottish drag queen show, the people that came to that, I had not gotten more requests to bring somebody back than after that show. Like, that's how much they love
Yeah.
this show. I mean, literally, everybody that was there has approached me at one point or another saying, you need to bring this show back.
When he came
So-
out
Well,
and
here it
talked
is.
to everybody too, so he was so
Yeah.
excited
So
when he
it's,
came out. and
it's,
talked.
it's coming
Great.
back.
And is that
It's
the
November.
day after Christmas? Not Christmas, Thanksgiving?
It's November 30th.
Yeah. And so it is
So
the
it's
it's
a
the
Saturday.
It's a
after
Saturday after Thanksgiving. So, you know, you've eaten yourself to a
Catch a
frenzy with your family and
Get a
one
night
way-
out.
Yeah, you get a
Get a
night,
night
get
out.
yourselves a night out.
Get yourself
Good
a night
laughs
off.
for your abs.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
lots
exactly.
Lots of good humor. Ruth made a comment before we announced this that she kind of looked at the season as comfort food. And I thought that was a good description because most of these shows are very accessible. Like, you know what it is, you know that it's going to be good, you know you're going to enjoy it, you're not going to have to think too hard, you know, it's not going to be, it's going to have some depth and breadth, but it's not going to it's going to make you feel good in general. So I think that was,
I really get the sense it's nice, feel-good season, and almost any show, you know, pick 3 shows and see them.
yeah.
You know, that's that easy,
They're
and you'll
all-
enjoy it.
They're all going to be uplifting.
Yeah.
For sure. And something else that occurred to me is for those of us of a certain age, there's kind of a time frame of artists that really fit well, right? So like 10,000 Maniacs,
Yeah.
the Jayhawks, Colin Hay, you know, those kind of, Mark Cohn. So there's like this Generation X vibe going on. I feel, I don't know if y'all got that sense.
I did.
But some of
Fraggle
it,
Rock.
but a lot of the stuff too also has a universality. Like, I will tell you all, when we were upstairs in marketing, and I remember like just like it was like a random day, and I was thinking like, I think I know Mark Cohn, and I put on Walking in Memphis, and then like fast forward, and there I am YouTubing just to put in the background. like 1 hour loop walking in Memphis. Like I just like had it playing over and over because like this is so good. Like, and I know that's just one song of his, but I was like, there's something that was just so captivating about his voice and his performance that, I mean, it hooked me. And, you know, I didn't know about him really until, he wasn't my generation, but I'm still so compelled. So there's also a universality to a lot of these artists.
But just what you were saying, our generation, so I played Mark Cohen CDs, remember those things?
Yeah.
And my daughter loved the music, so now she's in her 20s, she would totally want to go and see it, so he's very accessible to all different ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. You know, it's funny. I still have all my cassette tapes from when I was growing up, and I have them out. So of my desk at home, and I've had people come with their children, and the kids look at it and they go, "What are those things?"
I have a pencil close by for when they get unraveled.
Right.
Blow on them a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
Mixtape. This is our mixtape
This
to
is
you.
our mixtape to you.
It kind of is.
It kind of is, right?
Wait, do you remember making mixtapes?
Yes.
Yes.
I had
Oh my
mixtapes made
gosh.
for me too, which was awesome.
Yeah, I had mixtapes that my husband made for me, made for us, that he made from vinyl.
Oh.
Right? So he made it from vinyl,
Okay.
and some of these songs had skips on them. Right? Like there's one, it was
Yep.
Tony Bennett's I Left My Heart in San Francisco. He wanted that on the mixtape. But the song had a skip on it on the vinyl, and I know that song by the skip.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I hear it on the radio, I'm like, wait, the
Where's
skip
the
is
skip?
me.
Where's the skip?
Because we played it over and over again.
That was like a thing, like for a guy to make a mixtape for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my husband gave me one
Yeah,
when we were dating,
and-
so
Yeah.
we still have it.
No girls
So-
ever made mixtapes for me though. It never was like done in
No,
reverse.
not normally.
Yeah.
I
No.
don't
So
know.
what do people
well.
do now? Do they make playlists for each other? Is
I
that-
don't think that's
I
a
don't-
thing.
Andrew,
anymore.
you're so young. You need to tell us.
Wait, they send each other Instagram
I was about to
photos.
say, you send each other TikToks. I don't know. Isn't that,
That's
Yeah.
that's the
that's
mixtape.
the love language.
modern day
That's the love language these days.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Mixtapes were great. I don't know.
Yeah, oh, it's such a lost art.
It really is.
It's like
a
writing
bit-
letters. Who writes letters anymore?
Yep.
I do every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. It's
Okay.
like when you used to sit in the car, wait for the song to come on the radio, and then as soon as it did, record.
Record. Yeah.
Right.
I hope you didn't miss the beginning of it. Andrew has
Or the
no
DJ
idea.
keeps
what we're
talking
talking
over
about.
the first 30 seconds of the song, and you're
Yep.
like trying to record the song. It's super annoying. I guess we should keep talking about the season.
Probably good idea.
I guess so.
That's why we're good.
But we have something coming up that's super unique this year in Cosmic Odyssey.
Yep, let's talk about
And
that.
I think Anne, who's really working on producing this, and it is something we are producing.
You're
So-
gonna give the table back to me after me launching into Art Walk, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I could talk about Cosmic Odyssey too, but I think Anne, so this is, Anne curates our gallery space as part of her job, and she does an amazing job. And there are these touring immersive art exhibits, like a Van Gogh and a Monet, and I've heard about them, and we inquired a little bit into how could we get one of those here, and we just didn't have the space to really make it realistically work. And so Anne and I were kind of strategizing about, well, what could we do that's kind of an immersive exhibit? And so usually what happens is I kind of ask Anne to go for it and just say, tell me what you can come up with, and she comes up with a really good idea, and we're going to have this exhibit on the stage in October and November during the weekdays, Monday through Thursday, multiple times a day. You'll come in, you'll buy your ticket, and you'll walk onto the stage into a structure that's built on the stage. That's about 40 feet long, which is the length of the stage, and 20 feet wide. So it's 4 walls, and you will walk in, and there'll be projections coming from above on all 4 walls, so 360-degree views of space.
Yes,
Right.
it'll be images that we've been seeing. You know, you've all seen them on you're on your desktop or whatever, and you see the news, and there's this little picture of what the Hubble has picked up lately, and then it looks very cool colors. Imagine this, 12 feet high by 40 feet long is what we're bringing you. So images from the Hubble and the James Webb Telescope. So it's sort of this journey through past the planets and the Milky Way, beyond the Milky Way, looking back and seeing all the nebulae and the black holes and all these amazing images. My goal was to just be awestruck when you're there. So it's going to be really, really amazing to be so big in front of you, all the way around you. And we have Tammy Jernigan narrating this. So there's a little bit of narration, just as there's a little bit of a story. And she is an astronaut who's been to the International Space Station 6 times, I think. Her husband's only been 5, so she does have the upper hand there. So it'll be really great to have her narrating. And so the experience, so you'll come on the stage, and for about 45 minutes, you're going to have outer space all around you. You can sit, you can stand, and move around a little. So it's going to be all around you for 45 minutes. And when you come out, you will have the opportunity to go into the founder's room, and we have a scientist who will lead a discussion after every single one of these shows. So there's 18 days with multiple showings each day. So that's a lot of opportunity to come see this. And then a discussion about these things. So if you've ever wondered, well, we showed you what this black hole looks like, but really what is it? You get to ask a scientist about it. So it's going to be super cool. I'm very excited. And school children will run it during the day so we can have school kids come through. So it's going to be really great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun.
I'm just gonna walk through it all the time.
Yeah.
We'll be like, where's
I
Chris?
need my lunch.
Check the stage.
Is there room?
And you mentioned school kids, and just so everybody knows, there are sponsorship opportunities still available for Cosmic Odyssey to help get more school kids here to it. So if interested, you can just go to the livermorearts.org.
Yeah.
It's Tammy from Livermore?
Pleasanton.
Pleasanton, okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
Local.
Very
I
close,
love
nice.
that.
Very
cool.
Hometown hero. I love
Yes,
that.
indeed.
That's the best.
Did she grow up out here, or does she live here now?
Now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I don't know where she grew up.
Okay,
It's-
no, I know
She
there's,
raised
I know
a
there's a
family.
number of astronauts
Yeah.
that live in the Tri-Valley, so,
Yeah.
you know.
And they have they have a son that was in our Boy Scout troop, and he got his eagle when he was 14, I think,
Oh.
or 13. Really, like when your parents are
Only
astronauts,
14.
hey man, you got to live up to that.
Yeah.
He a great kid, great family, and so they're so nice to have them around. So really pleased about that. Let's talk about the holidays a little bit.
Yeah.
So we've got some good holiday shows. We mentioned the Scottish Drag Queen. Talked a little bit about Doo-Wop Project. So
Yeah.
we had that a few years ago.
And also returning is Mostly Kosher
Mostly
with
Kosher
the holiday show.
is coming back. That's a klezmer band. They're the #1 klezmer band in the country. If you look them up.
Yeah,
I heard them in Disneyland for the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I heard them
They're-
here.
They have a
They
great.
often perform at Disneyland.
Yep, they have
Yeah.
a great run with Disney. The two new ones, one of them is the Tres Sols Boleros de Navidad performance. And this is, in the past, we've had kind of a large, like folklorico kind of a performance with the mariachi and everything. And this is a 3-piece group. And Bolero is kind of a classical, kind of 40s and 50s style.
Super cool.
Really incredible music.
This was
So-
one of those, I had sort of the same, I didn't put anything on loop for an hour, but.
That's a long
But it was the same sort of thing. You had said, what do you think of this? And I started playing their music and I was like, oh, this is really cool, fun, uplifting music.
And you just listen to it all day.
All day,
Right?
all day
That's what
long, every
happens.
day.
Yeah.
On loop. But it was a cool one. And it's also our member appreciation event.
Oh,
So
always fun.
members come, and if you're not a member, join.
Before then. So you
Before
can
then, yeah.
Be included in our member. We usually have a local restaurant, puts out some food for us, and then all our members get drinks and snacks before they go into the show. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be a great time.
Yeah.
And the other new one is the King's Return. And
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
guys have been getting a lot of great buzz around the performing arts circuit. Everybody wants to get them and book them right now. It's a a cappella group, 4-piece. They have gospel roots, and they have this great sound. And it's just, if you watch some of the video too with them, what's the one, the Carol of the Bells is like one of the videos, I think in the trailer that we do.
Yeah.
The sizzle reel.
I don't know the names of
The
Christmas
sizzle reel,
songs.
yeah, the Carol, sorry.
That makes sense.
I'm
Yeah.
talking to the person that celebrates Hanukkah. That's what they, it's
Yeah,
just,
love that.
it's a great performance. So I think this one's gonna be really good, and I'm excited. And I saw them live in New York last year at the APAP conference, and I went to go see somebody else, and they opened up, and I was blown away. So really,
Yeah.
really pleased.
It's selling really well. I think our audience really enjoys a cappella.
Yeah.
And
It's so neat.
It's been
Yeah.
a while. Was Rockapella in 22 the last time we had an a cappella group?
Probably.
It has
Yeah.
been a
We
while,
haven't
And
had
like-
an
because I've been
acapella group
waiting.
in a
I was
while.
really.
Are you a big
I'm a big
acapella?
acapella
No,
fan.
and in this venue, it really like hits the ears in a different way. So I think
Oh, yeah.
like from an aural standpoint, it'll be really interesting, and it'll be amazing to hear an a cappella group again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that'll be really exciting. Gosh, I didn't realize it's been so long since
Yeah.
we've had a cappella at the Big Head.
We need more. Let's bring him back.
Oh, we're doing something kind of, we've reimagined our New Year's Eve.
Oh,
We
speaking
have.
of the holidays, yeah,
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, we're doing something kind of similar to the stage door show, but we're gonna have, instead of a concert for a larger audience, we're gonna have a party on the stage with Jeff Bordas and his band, and he's gonna bring out some surprise guests.
Yeah.
He's very well connected. I know
Yes.
he's from Pleasanton. He lives in the area. He's an incredible musician. He's on a lot of records and albums. He's toured with a lot of people. But he has a ton of connections in the music industry. So you have no idea who he might invite to join you.
It's
So it
gonna
might
be
some
exciting.
good
He's dropped a
surprises.
few names, so it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And
So
then we
that
have
one-
On the Vine is gonna help us with that one too.
Piece of
Some
food.
and catering
Yeah,
and drinks.
champagne and
Yeah.
Super
poppers
fun.
and all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, this sounds like a fun
Yeah,
way to
good
spend New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
really
again, it's
fun.
like you think you know New Year's Eve at the Bankhead. Well, we're gonna change it up. I think that's just exciting.
Yeah.
New
Something
way.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of music? What's the style?
Jazz.
Jazz.
Jazzy.
Yeah.
Jazz, rock.
Rock, yeah, he kind of
Yeah.
does a mixture.
Yeah, it's a good combination. Remember, we were dancing at the.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played he
Season
played at a
announcement
season
party.
announcement party.
And,
for
Yeah.
us. He was the opener.
We couldn't help but
We
start.
couldn't help but start
Yeah.
dancing. It was so
Yeah.
much
It
fun.
was-
I
It's
think
really good
that's
sound.
online as well somewhere.
Yeah.
A
Hope
video
not.
of us dancing. That's better than a video of me falling asleep online. So.
Yeah.
Which
In
never happens.
January, I am super looking forward to Colin Hay.
Colin Hay.
Cannot wait. Talk about Gen X. This is right in the heart of us, I think a little bit older Gen Xers, but maybe not. Men at Work was a big part of the soundtrack of my high school and college years, and Colin Hay was the lead singer, and now he's gonna come do an acoustic set here. And I love acoustic, and I love hearing songs I know done, like reimagined like that
Yeah, I
in
like that.
acoustic. It's
Yeah.
so cool, and it's, that's the type of music I put on
Yeah.
repeat all day. It's just acoustic. Give me like, oh God, what's the name of a heavy metal band?
Metallica?
Metallica, right there. Couldn't even think of it. So like, if Metallica came here and did an acoustic set, I'd totally be in.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I.
Can we get Metallica? Do we have a big enough space?
Can we get Metallica to acoustic?
They are
That'd be
local.
great.
We wouldn't have to pay for airfare or hotels.
But I know you and I have been talking about Colin Hay since I started.
Yep.
And so I'm really excited that he's going to be here.
Well, and
I dropped my keys. Sorry, I'm picking
that's
up.
how excited you got.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of reminds me of like when I talked about John Cleese. So I think one of the first albums I ever bought was a Men at Work album, and I still own it. This is like one of the first bands I was really into when I was growing up, and kind of sparked my love for music. So to kind of full circle have him come here and perform for our audience, I think is going to be, for me especially, very, very special. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
So that's in January.
Another show in January that we haven't had before is the Texas Tenors. They're incredible. This is going to be like one of the best shows of the year that you're probably not thinking about. They were, did they win America's Got Talent? They were a finalist on America's Got Talent, I know that. I've seen them live. They're tenors, and they'll sing operas and arias, and then they'll sing country songs, and there's this everything in between. And it's a really great show.
Where did you see them?
In New York.
Oh, in New York, okay.
Yeah, I got invited. I go to this conference every January called APAP for performing arts professionals, and it's where you meet with agents and agencies, and you learn about who's on their roster that's touring next year, and that's where you try and book a lot of the shows, and they do showcases, and they invite you to come see their artists live. And so it's a chance to kind of get a taste of what they might be able to do on tour, right? And so I got invited to see them in concert at a little club, and it was
Super cool.
yeah, they were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good gig if you can get it. Go to the APAP conference. It's a lot of fun.
How do I get onto this?
We'll just pack in his suitcase.
New
It's
York?
fine.
Who wants to go to New York in January? I'll go to New York any time of
it is
year.
cold. It's great because like you go, sometimes you get invited to all these different clubs and venues to watch the shows, but there's also all the stuff going on in the hotel. And so you go from one room to the next, and there's like, there's Donnie Most from Happy Days singing, and then there's, it's like crazy. So and there's someone from Kiss walking around, so it's just,
That's wild.
it's such a trip. Oh, Chubby Checker's here. Okay, let's talk to Chubby Checker. It's just a fun type of conference to go to, so,
Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
great.
He
And do
goes.
you get
Yeah, Chris
like,
goes by
yeah.
himself.
order
He
the
doesn't
people
take any
that are
support.
in your programming from that, or
Yeah,
just a handful?
I would
or-
say probably about half of what we book comes through that conference. So it's worth going to, but it's a lot of fun, and it's good to see, because sometimes you might see something that you weren't thinking of, and you go, oh, that would be really good, and then you bring them out. Or sometimes you're thinking of something, and you go watch them, and you're like, not so good. So it
Yeah.
gives you a good taste of things.
So in February, and we've only announced through February.
Yep.
So got one more month to take you through.
What's happening in February that we're excited about?
I'm excited about two things. So Fraggle Rock live, because I used to watch Fraggle Rock all the time, and I'm so intrigued to see how they bring it live. That's gonna be trippy. With the little ones and the big ones, and then it's on the stage, so it should be good. And then,
Andrew, did you watch Fraggle Rock?
I did as a child, and I actually, that was one that I was gonna say. February is really exciting here. There's
Yeah.
a lot of things in February. I did watch that as a child. I don't really remember a lot of it, but speaking of nostalgia, I definitely actually wanted to kind of revisit it. I have a niece who will be turning 4 in February, and I was thinking, this might be a great first live performance
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
test those waters. So I was like, maybe we can watch some Fraggle Rock together, and then maybe by February of next year we can see about, and it is an earlier curtain, so it's totally okay for the little ones. It's an all-family show, obviously. So hopefully I'll get to take my niece to Fraggle Rock Live. Looking forward to
that'll be
that.
awesome.
Yeah, totally missed my household.
Oh,
Fraggle
that's a
Rock.
bummer. We watched
Yeah.
it a lot.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it just missed my household.
The best show.
What was the other show you're looking forward to, Kendra?
Syncopated Ladies.
Okay, we
Yeah.
should have talked about
We
this
should have,
upstairs.
because I missed Syncopated Ladies last time they came.
I
And
did
my best
too.
friend came, and she said it was one of the most amazing shows.
Yeah.
And then later that year, we were watching Spirited on Apple TV, and they're in it.
Oh, really?
The dancers of the movie are the Syncopated Ladies.
Chloe
Oh, cool. I'll
Arnold.
have to watch that.
It was
Yeah.
actually, it was announced the day, it went public the day they were here in October of 2022. Chloe Arnold, who founded the Syncopated Ladies, was the choreographer of Spirited. the
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds holiday movie on Apple TV Plus.
Oh, such a great movie.
So
Just a little
yeah,
plug
and
for
it was
that.
an exciting day for the group who
Yeah.
happened to be here. We got to announce that from the stage. No, that show it's just so cool to see dance be more than just dance. And I think it's an all around performance of music music you're exposed to for the first time, stories intertwined with tap dance in such a cool, modern, beautiful way. Really looking forward to
I
that.
can't wait to see it. I missed it the last time. Great way to spend
Valentine's
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Whether
We'll be
you're
here.
whether you're partnered up or not.
Yeah,
I think this
celebrating
is
with
like
family or
yeah.
Yeah.
celebrating
Or with
Valentine's Day in
friends.
a lot of different ways.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
You're
gonna
gonna
be
laugh
super
at
fun.
this, but when you said spirited, I'm picturing the anime.
Right.
Oh,
There's a,
no.
Like,
that made my household. See, that made my household.
I didn't even know what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
Really?
I'm sure my youngest daughter knows. I have no
Picturing
idea.
syncopated ladies and
Yeah, no,
anime.
no.
Generational thing.
I'm also really excited for the return of Selected Shorts.
Yep.
Oh, and they are returning, but I was listening to the Selected Shorts podcast a couple of weeks ago, and they had the Tony Hale story that he told here in the Bankhead last
Oh, yeah.
November on
the podcast?
On the podcast, so which was really fun. And it was the story that okay, it's behind the scenes for those of you who listen to it. He completely messed it up and skipped a whole page, and all his pages were out of order of the story. And so he had to start over, and Jane Casimiro comes out on stage while he's in the middle of reading his story and goes, "Hey, I think you missed a page."
Yeah.
Oh, it's really funny.
She helped him get it all organized.
Yeah,
He
get
had to
it all
start
organized.
over again.
And they started over, and it
He was
was
10
it was
minutes
really
into
fun.
it. It was
It was really fun.
Hilarious.
It was, yeah.
And he handled it well.
And he handled it perfectly well.
That's
It was
awesome.
great, but it was fun to hear it again on podcast just while I was
Yeah.
listening casually. I was like, oh my gosh, here it is. That story.
I don't think that's the longest amount of time I've spent in the green room after a show.
Yeah.
It's with that show.
Really?
Because they just kept talking to us.
More stories.
And
I know, shocker.
Well,
They were
Jane,
so
they were
nice.
so nice.
They were so nice.
Jane Casimiro were talking about our kids in college and all this stuff, and she was just had all these questions and
That's the best.
Yeah.
you know, how's
So we'll
your
get a
business
whole-
going? Yeah.
So we'll get a whole new crop of actors this year that will host and read stories to us and maybe record it and someday appear on the podcast.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, it's really a fun thing. And if you're looking for a podcast, Selected Shorts is just short stories read by famous people
Yeah.
and really great.
Easy breezy.
Yeah.
I do want to mention the Stevie Ray Vaughan show. As a guitar fan, I think this is going to be really cool. Sorry.
I chuckle
this
only
is-
because every time you like the guitars.
I do like
You like the guitars?
He likes the guitars. I do like the guitars.
I'm super excited about the Bollywood.
And the
Yeah,
Bollywood.
I agree.
That'd be amazing.
I am
That
too.
dancing
Yeah.
is just so
Yeah,
beautiful,
yeah.
and to have it
It's
on the
fun.
stage, I want
Yeah.
to see how they do it.
It's vibrant and fun.
It's really, it's going to be really vibrant, really exciting, very colorful. Yeah.
And international. Let's talk about guitars again.
it's
International
coming
Guitar
next
Night's 25th
25th
anniversary.
anniversary. Yeah.
It's going to be great. And Lulo Reinhardt's coming back. He's really incredible, and his uncle was Django Reinhardt, I believe. It's
Yeah.
for drawing blanks.
We're all just nodding and smiling as the guitar guru
Yeah,
in the,
sorry,
in the
but,
bunch.
I will say
One of the
though-
greatest guitarists ever.
Okay, so
And
when we
he's
met
like
them,
that.
like the last time they came, we did a meet and greet with the other International Guitar Night. They're very friendly and excited, and like they shared so much that I didn't know about guitars.
Mm-hmm.
And you happened to be there, and a couple other of our guests who like guitars so much. It was just such a neat experience to watch
Yeah.
the exchange between all the people who love guitars so much to be able to talk about
Well,
it.
they're virtuosos, right? And so it's like, I can play the guitar, but I always say I'm not a guitarist. And these people can really maximize the potential of what the instrument can do. And just watching them perform is incredible. And it's just it leaves me awestruck to see how they do what they do. So I'm always really impressed as someone that tries to play and nowhere near the level of what they're able to do. So I love it. I love that show so much. Is there anything else we missed?
You're
What
not
else do
the
we wanna
only one.
talk about?
That's an exciting, our
Yeah.
audiences love that show.
I mean, we're just kind of skimming the surface a little bit, you
Yeah.
know? This would be like a 6-hour episode if we talked
We
about.
talk about every single
show.
performance.
I mean, yeah, we just scratched the surface.
Well, why don't we go around and everybody just say like top 3 things. If you could only buy tickets for 3 shows, what would they be?
God, wow, that's so tough.
Sorry.
Only 3.
Oh,
At least
only
it's not the
3.
whole season, it's only through February, so this is good.
Right.
My top 3 were just stolen by this side of the table, but no. If I have to pick 3 that I'm buying tickets for, it is February 1.
What's that?
Why am I blanking on the show?
Is that Selected Shorts on
February
February
1.
1st?
No,
Fraggle
Fraggle
Rock
Rock.
Live. February
Fraggle
2.
Rock, Fraggle Rock
February
Live.
2, Selected Shorts, and February 14, Syncopated Ladies.
So you're just
No,
gonna
you're
be
just
here
I'm just
all
gonna be here
February.
all February.
February.
It may be the shortest month of the year, but I will be here at the Bankhead the most for the performances.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And do you have 3 favorites?
Yeah, well, Art Walk After Dark, I will definitely be at Art Walk After Dark. And I'm looking forward to seeing King's Return, so that sounds really great. I love a cappella. And Syncopated Ladies, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Only 3.
you
Well,
ready?
yeah, it's really hard to pick just 3 and 3 different ones than have already been
I mean,
selected.
honestly, if there's if one of your
I think
3
you and I
that
are going to be at the
wanted to-
theater quite a bit
if-
together.
overlap.
If
Can
one of your
overlap.
3, I think it's funny, if most of this table says Syncopated Ladies is one of the 3, I would say that is a
Go
hot.
get
Go
tickets.
get
Yeah, go get
tickets.
tickets, yeah.
Like,
It's
it is
definitely
selling
one of my 3,
fast,
for sure.
but now maybe we're coming together and realizing, oh, it's gonna really sell fast.
Yeah. So along with the ones that have already been said, I am super excited about Colin Hay and cannot wait to experience that concert. Since I live only a block away from the theater, I might actually go out for New Year's Eve, and I think our reimagined New Year's Eve, I think is gonna be super fun and a great time and more like a party than like a concert, and I think that's gonna be super fun. And then, you know, I did say the Office thing, so that, and I do want to see Gary Goldman.
Wait, that's 4.
You said 4.
Oh, shoot. Just cut that out.
No, I am a big advocate of a baker's dozen. I always love like the
bonus.
set plus the
Plus the
bonus.
one.
So that's what you did.
That was your encore.
That's my baker's dozen.
Okay, Kendra, what about you?
Okay, King's Return, definitely, because to hear the sound in here would be
Multiple
great.
votes.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, Syncopated Ladies, I'm not gonna deny that, because I really wanna see that. And I'm gonna say, the Bollywood
Bollywood.
and
Yeah.
beyond.
Rhythm India.
I think it's such a gorgeous format of performance, and I
Yeah.
just am excited we have it here.
What about you, Chris?
Well, I do have to start with Colin Hay, for sure.
Yeah.
And I know we're overlapping, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's one I definitely want to see.
Well, you are seeing it, I believe.
Yeah,
Many tickets.
I'm gonna, yeah.
You've already got your tickets?
I got tickets for that one. For Gary Goldman, I'm very excited about that one too. I think I've been looking forward to that one for a long time. And then we haven't talked about the Jayhawks,
I was gonna
but
bring that up too.
the Jayhawks is kind of this alt country band. They were really big in the 90s and 2000s. And when my twins were born in 2004, my son had a lot of medical problems. And he was in the hospital for like 8 months, and there was a very stressful time of life. And there was this Jayhawks album that I listened to over and over again, and there was this one song that just resonated with me, and it was called All the Right Reasons. And I'm just dying to hear them do that song, to be honest. And like I would love that, because that was a big part of this part of my life that was very intense. And so they really helped me get through that. So
But did
really
you-
looking forward to that.
Did you do a cover of that when you performed in you didn't? Okay.
No, no,
Um,
I should learn some of their songs.
Yeah.
But,
That was another band that, when we're putting together the brochure and writing stuff and trying to get a sense of what we're listening to, what we're presenting, that was a band that I put on, and I was like, oh, Yeah, I dig this, totally.
Such good music.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll do an encore too. The Carla Bonoff and J.D. Souther, they're pretty legendary, especially as songwriters. So you might not know their names as well, but the music they've written. J.D. in particular was written a lot of songs for the Eagles. You know, he was a partner of Glenn Frey for early on in the Eagles' history. And he was in the Eagles band, and it was like, no, this is not a good fit, but he kept writing songs for them.
Yeah, for every song you know from the Eagles.
Yeah.
He was.
All the big ones.
Yeah, he was on, yeah.
He wrote or co-wrote.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna, have some really great stories about that. And Carla Bonoff, same thing. You'll recognize a lot of her music. And they're both great talents. So.
And J.D. Souther will be on Beyond the Stage.
That's right.
In probably September, we'll have the J.D. Souther episode, and I think that's gonna be super cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all sorts of good shows. Not a bad one in the bunch.
Really
As
not.
far as I can tell.
Well, thank you for joining us. To get tickets for any of these shows, or all of these shows, go to Livermore Arts. All of them. Go to livermorearts.org or call 925-373-6800. That's our phone number to the box office, and we'll get you set up for the entire 24-25 season. Thanks for joining us. Thank you,
Yeah,
everybody. That was super
This is
fun.
wonderful.
Thanks.
Good job.
We'll see you at the Bankhead.
See you at the Bankhead.